So Corey Lewandowski hit the nail on the head, Jason, when he said that the system failed. And I guess now the question is why?
Look, no woman should have to endure that, let alone two. I've known Rob Porter for years. I've had lots of interactions. I was a congressman from Utah. He was the chief of staff to Senator Orrin Hatch. What Raj Shah said, I think, is very right. He's very presentable. He's very well educated. But if there is this dark, evil side to him, then there should be a consequence, and a very severe consequence. I think that the White House needs to come up with an accounting of who has and has not gone through the background security check. The reason why you take the innermost circle next to the President of the United States and have them go through this rigorous oversight by talented, professional FBI agents is so that they can give that accounting to the Chief of Staff. And you should not get your security clearance unless you pass that. So I want to see it from a list from the FBI or from the White House. Are you surprised
that there are a number of people now, it's being reported, that have not yet gotten their clearances?
We had heard instances where perhaps people didn't have security clearances in the Obama White House, and we were furious about that. Why should anybody with seeing top secret information next to the President of the United States be even allowed to be within arm's reach of the President, let alone advising him and working as a staffer, unless they passed a background check?
Jessica, he brings up such a great point, because this isn't the only White House to have dealt with having people on staff that have not gotten those security clearances. So what did the Obama administration do about it?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm sure that this happens in every administration and there are delays, but I am not sure that every administration has someone who beat two of their wives on staff and that the chief of staff knew about it months ago and let it slide. And not only that, gave him more responsibility. Last night, the New York Times broke that in 2016, Chief of Staff just General John Kelly actually testified as a character witness for a Marine colonel who a woman, a female subordinate, had said that he was abusing her, testified as a character witness there. John Kelly should have gotten Rob Porter off of his staff the second or suspended him until he knew further.
So the White House is not denying that they could have handled things better.
Well, John Kelly started with, he's a fine man. Orrin Hatch defended him. I mean, this was a slow roll. As a nation, we are
So once again, the White House has said that they have not handled this as well as they could. And that's important to get that out there. They're not denying
but if
that it has not been handled poorly.
After a photo of a woman with a black eye was public.
Are you suggesting that John Kelly should not be in his role any further?
Oh, listen, I know that is a conversation, and Kevin Corke even just said that, the buck stops with him. So there is discussion of whether he should stay there. I'm not blaming him for this, but they should have been more careful with someone with known allegations against them.
I think one of the interesting things is they say that they only knew of this of one woman and that, he had an explanation for that or that sort of thing. When you see reporters dig very deep and get to the true story and get all of the pictures, the rest of it either means that they did a horrible job investigating this, which is hard to believe, or they didn't look at all the facts. But no matter what, there was a huge system failure there, and somebody, if not multiple people, have to go.
Let's talk more about that, Melissa, because what I want to get to is who's looking out for the president. I mean, this isn't just a situation where someone's coming in with the day plan of the day. He's the staff secretary you're going to talk about. And I would imagine, Jason, you would know this better than I, that some of that is classified. It's more than just that. This is somebody who has access to our president who can be compromised based on his personal life. And we don't know if the allegations are as filled in as we have been led to believe. There may be more or less to the story, but when you watch one of those ex-wives last night, you know at least that there was a lot of texture and detail given to the FBI. And if any of that was passed on, who made the decision that it was okay for this individual, who potentially could be bribed, could be put in a capitulated position, to be next to our president?
Look, he had this position for like more than a year. So this is, again, if there's an outstanding question, let's not vilify somebody until they're actually, make a determination, but reassign them.
Right.
You can't be within
They even did that at the FBI with the anti-Trump
You cannot be within the inner circle and inner sanctum of the White House next to the President of the United States if there's an outstanding question. And if the FBI has to speed up these reviews, do it. But you can't let somebody, as much as you like them, do these types of positions with that type of background. You just
one
can't
thing is for sure, there's a huge backlog in the clearance process.
But that's where I think there should be an accounting, and I think the White House should have to come out and tell everybody how many people have passed and how many people have and don't have
a better explanation from the White House is what a lot of people would like to see.
All right, government shutdown.